Hey guys, I'm going to show you the best ways to earn passive income on your cryptos. There are different methods with different risks and returns, so I'm going to go through all of that in this video. We can lend it out on DeFi or we can use centralized platforms. There are different risks with this and each person is going to have a different method that they might want to use. I'm going to go through all of that in this video, so the timestamps for each section are in the video description. Links to these platforms and tutorials for the platforms I'll try and put down there as well. Any sign-up offers for any of the centralized platforms will be listed there as well. You can get bonuses for various different platforms as well. The first method I'm going to look at is lending. So lending is when you put your coins onto a centralized or decentralized platform, and then they lend the coins out to people that need to borrow them for various reasons. Maybe they're using the coins in a different way, or maybe they just need liquidity. Maybe you're lending it to an exchange that needs liquidity or anything like that, and they pay you interest in return. So that is lending. And I'm going to go through the centralized platforms first. The first one is Crypto.com. Obviously a very big name in the industry. You know, if you download the app, then you can have access to the exchange and the debit card and everything like that. So it's really an all-in-one app, and they do offer staking and lending services as well. So, you know, the rates are very good with Crypto.com. So you can come down and see what the rates are. Now with Crypto.com, you get better rates if you have their coin, which is called CRO. So you basically have to actually buy CRO and then stake it. And then they give you higher rewards the more CRO that you have. Also, I think you can get $25 if you sign up with the debit card, stake CRO for the debit card. They'll give you $25 as a bonus. But what you can see right here is that, let's say, for example, you have 400 CRO or less. You want to lend out some stable coins. So the US dollar, got 5,000, you can earn 10% per year. But if you have a flexible, it goes down to 6% a year. So, you know, you can go through this yourself, but they have support for a lot of coins. And the benefit of lending is that you can earn extra income on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin doesn't pay anything back. The only way you can get extra income on that is to lend it out. And so if we have maybe a 3-month term like this, you know, you can see 4.5%. So that is really a good rate for Bitcoin. So if you're lending out on a platform, maybe 3 to 4% is a good rate. The other platform I would look at is Nexo. They actually have a $25 sign-up bonus or a deposit bonus. If you deposit $100, you can get $25 of Bitcoin as a bonus, and then they start paying. So with Bitcoin, again, you can have to lend it out to earn that extra income. They also, you know, you can see all these coins here. So you can lend a lot of coins on their platform and they have very good rates. You can see that here. Again, if you have Nexo coins, you can see your Nexo tokens, you can earn extra income if you want to earn in Nexo. I personally don't do this. I earn in kind, so in the coin that I'm lending out. So you can see you can get 6% on Bitcoin, 6% on Ethereum, very good rates. 10% on stable coins, but for flexible, you get 8%. So again, very competitive rates. You can see the coins they have here, stable coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, lend them out and get very good rates. The third centralized platform that is very good and widely used is Celsius Wallet. Again, it's exactly the same thing. So in the app, essentially you can swap tokens and then any tokens that you have, you automatically start earning lending income on them and passive income. So they're actually adding the swap feature over time. So you may not have this yet, but it is coming. You can see for ETH, you can earn 5.35% on the first 30 ETH, and it goes down a little bit after that. Again, you can earn good passive income, 6% on a quarter of a Bitcoin, and then it goes down to 3%. So really for me, the centralized lending platforms are without a doubt the best if you want to earn extra income on Bitcoin. They give much higher rates than DeFi across the board. They're very easy to use. They're centralized. They have customer service and they have the exchange features as well. If you're just looking for an easy option and earning extra income, really, I would recommend the centralized platforms. The downside is that you're giving up custody of your assets. So, you know, obviously you have to rely on them to keep things safe. So far, I think they are mostly safe. And to be honest, if they're going to have a hack, they'll probably make you up if it's their fault. So there are some downsides to, you know, having your coins on a centralized platform versus having it in a cold wallet or something like that. But you are getting paid in interest, you know, for that risk as well. So it's up to you if you want to go with that or not. If you want to lend your coins out on DeFi, you can do that as well. So you're not trusting a centralized counterparty like Crypto.com, but you're actually using the blockchain. Now, this requires a little bit more expertise. I'll link tutorials to this if you want to learn how to do it in the description. The problem is though, in Aave right here, you can see Aave, this is without a doubt the #1 lending platform for me. There are some others as well on the Ethereum blockchain like Compound, but they offer even lower rates. The problem with Aave is you can see the rates here aren't great. So you can see for USD coin, you get 2.6%. Versus 8 to 10% on the centralized platforms. If you go down to ETH, they call it wrapped ETH here. We won't get into that, but it's ETH, 0.6%. It's not great, right? You're just not really earning a lot. You can use USDT, which is a stable coin, and get 8.2%. Very good, but the rates fluctuate a lot. If you're using a centralized platform, the rates do fluctuate, but much slower and over a much longer curve. So they'll kind of smooth out the rate changes. Whereas on Aave, this is just a completely open money market, and it's going to change tick by tick. And if there's no demand, then your rate is just going to go way down. So the benefit of this is that there's no central counterparty. You're using the blockchain. You can use Avalanche or Polygon and Ethereum on here. Again, if you don't understand that, videos are in the description. On a different chain like Binance Smart Chain, a lot cheaper than Ethereum, you can use something like Venus. It's exactly the same thing. You can come and see the APY, what you get. Again, not great, right? 4% on USDT, 3.5% on USDC. You actually have a wrapped version of Bitcoin right here, which is 0.8%. So, you're just not getting great APY in DeFi lending. For lending, for me, definitely the centralized apps give a better experience and better rates. They are centralized, and if that's a problem for you, then you're going to have to go the DeFi route and just get lower rates. The next way to earn passive income is by buying staking coins and then staking them on their respective blockchains. This again requires a few different steps. The first step is to actually get a decentralized wallet and then get the coins onto that blockchain. The way that you do this is go to an exchange like Binance or Crypto.com, buying the staking coin, and then creating a wallet on the blockchain, sending your coins over to that wallet, and then using an application to stake. Again, I'm not going to go through that in this video. I'll leave some links to, Cardano and other coins like that are staking coins. They're actually quite easy to do once you know how. So here are staking coins, and you can come to stakingrewards.com. I think it's a great, resource to kind of see which coins are staking coins, and they'll list them here. So Solana is a staking coin, Ethereum 2.0 you can stake, Cardano, Avalanche, you can come down through them. So staking coins, obviously, you can go onto their blockchain. So this is decentralized, own the coin and earn the staking rewards. You can actually see the reward right here. It shows you. So 5% on Solana, Ethereum 2.0 is around 4.5%, Cardano is about 5%. And what you can do is stake those in the decentralized wallet. So Cardano has a wallet called Yoroi, Ethereum, you can use MetaMask, and then you have to use other platforms as well to do that. So there's a benefit and a drawback to staking coins. Firstly, not all staking coins are made equal, and also the inflation rate is not made equal. So if you think about it, what staking actually is basically the blockchain creating new coins as an incentive for you to stake them. The reason why they do that is because staking is something that is used as part of the blockchain's consensus mechanism. So I'm not going to get into it, but essentially they want people to stake the coins to keep the network decentralized and to produce blocks. And as a reward, so they want people to stake the coins, they give you this staking reward. The issue comes though is that that reward is being paid by the creation of new coins. So it's just like the Federal Reserve when they're printing money and we get this inflation, that happens with blockchains as well. So you have to be really careful about which blockchain or which coin that you're using and how much the staking rewards are and what the outlook is for those rewards. So for example, if you had a coin, I'm not going to pick anyone out here, but if you had a coin that had, let's say, 10% inflation as a staking reward forever, then actually it's not a staking reward. It doesn't actually reward you with anything, because if you're getting 10% as a staking reward, but the inflation is 10%, then all you're doing is just keeping up with inflation. You're not actually gaining anything because the coins are being created and the coins are being inflated by 10% a year, and you're getting 10% a year. You're not actually earning any extra. So staking rewards are good in the short term, and in the blockchain world, it is right now at the very beginning. And so a lot of these staking rewards are high right now to attract people into the system, but over time, they should actually be reduced to nothing. Otherwise, you basically just have an inflating currency, just like the dollar or anything else, that loses its purchasing power over time. So the key for me with staking is, great, I'll get those rewards, but I want the coin that I'm buying to have a plan to basically reduce those rewards down to nothing over time. Because with inflation, it's not good. So I want a coin that is paying staking rewards now, but then cuts that off eventually. So you can go and do your research here. Cardano has basically a capped supply at 45 billion and then no more. So those staking rewards will reduce over time, and you can look at different coins. Luna has a very different staking reward. Their rewards are basically paid from trading fees and other fees associated with another coin that is supported on the network called UST, which is a stable coin. Again, I won't get into that, but basically staking rewards are great, but if there is no plan to reduce and stop them in the future, then basically you're getting no reward whatsoever. Also, if you're a long-term investor, then it's great to get these, over time, and then eventually that staking reward stops. Hopefully that explains it. You're going to have to do your own research on these coins to see what their inflation schedule is and when they plan on stopping the inflation. Because if they never stop, then staking is not a reward. You're just keeping up with what they're doing. The next way to earn passive income is to provide liquidity onto some decentralized exchanges. So I'm going to show you exactly how that works. Basically, a decentralized exchange uses liquidity pools, right? So if you want to swap one coin for another, then you have to swap it. You can put one coin in. Where does the other coin come from? Well, it comes from a liquidity pool, a pool of tokens. Many other traders put their tokens in and say, hey, you can swap around. I'm going to provide you with liquidity to do that, but I'm going to get trading fees in return for the liquidity that I provide. So they get a bonus in the trading fees that I pay, and I get the bonus of actually having coins and liquidity to swap when I want that to happen. So Uniswap is the best and biggest version of this. So what we're going to do, instead of swapping coins, we're going to go over to pool. Now, a liquidity pool is two coins together, because when you trade in a pair, so you need two coins. So you put your coins in, and then you get those trading fees. So I'm going to look over here at the pools on Uniswap and see what's happening. So what we can see, if we come down to top pools, you can see each liquidity pool is a currency pair, because obviously you need to change one into the other. And then on the right-hand side, you can see the amount that traders receive in fees when people swap. So in order to provide liquidity, you can come up back here and go to the pool and then click new position, and you can add them in. And then you can basically join these pools. So what you can see right here is that there's a USDC and USDT pool. So that's two stable coins, and you can swap one for the other. On the right-hand side, you can see the daily volume. The daily volume is about $1 million, and the weekly volume is around $10 million over the last week. So what happens here is that if you provide liquidity, let's say Matic and Wrapped ETH, you can get 0.3% as a trading fee. So what you do is you provide that liquidity, and then let's say the pool, you can actually see the TVL here is $10 million. Maybe you put $1 million in there and you have 10% of the pool. So you can see the traded volume is $61 million. So you take 0.3% of $61 million over 7 days, and that is how much the pool earns over that 7 days. If you have 10% of the pool, you put $1 million in, you're going to get 10% of those trading fees. So this is a great way to earn passive income. There's a problem here, and it's called impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is something complex. I'm not going to go through it in this video. If you want to learn more about that, I have a cryptocurrency investor course with over 150 videos. I'll link that in the description as well if you want to learn about how I use DeFi. I think the DeFi section has like 25 videos in it. So yeah, if you want to know about DeFi and everything like that, I'll link that in the description. But impermanent loss is something that takes away from the fees that you get. Again, I'm not going to go into it, but essentially that's something that you need to keep in mind. So what you can see with stablecoins is that there's no impermanent loss with stablecoins because each one is valued at $1 and it won't change. And so the impermanent loss doesn't happen. With something like Matic and ETH, the price between them may change quite a lot and fluctuate, and so you get a bigger impermanent loss. You can see that the trading fee is higher to compensate people for that potential impermanent loss. So Providing liquidity has some decent upsides and some quite large downsides as well, depending on the assets that you trade and the platform that you're on, but it's definitely something that some people do. The next thing to look at is yield farming. This can be extremely complex if you do it yourself, or you can actually use yield aggregators that basically do the job for you, and you just have an easy way to do things. Yield farming is something that happens when you use all of these new DeFi applications. Most DeFi apps actually pay incentives for new users to come on board and start using them. So they're basically just paying you extra money to come on board and kind of try it out. That's good for the short term because it means we can basically move our money around to different platforms and benefit from all the incentives that we can get. That's extremely difficult if you're doing it by yourself, but something like Yearn Finance actually can do this for you. So you can go to the vaults right here on the left-hand side, and it will show you all of the vaults and what they're paying. So if you have some of these weird and wonderful tokens, you can definitely earn some high income. But obviously a lot of these are, kind of far out, quite risky. So I personally, don't do this with these coins. But actually what you can do is come down and pretty much lend some stable coins as well. So you can see right now that the passive income on here isn't great, but I'm going to click on here and just show you. So actually it tells you what they do. So you can see the strategy that they use is that they supply USDT to Curve Finance and they earn CRV. CRV is an incentive that is paid to people to use the platform that gives you an extra boost and bonus on top of the income you're getting from lending anyway. You can see that those incentive rewards are harvested, sold for more USDT, and then deposited back into the strategy to kind of compound all of your gains with all of these incentives. You can also see that it actually supplies USDT also to Aave, and it earns staked Aave. Again, once these are unlocked, they're harvested again, added to your USDT, put back into the strategy to earn more of those incentive yields. So what it really does is try and improve the interest rate that you get and put your money in the place that is paying the most incentives. It's quite interesting to do, and on occasion you can get very good yields for this. Like I said, it does have some riskier tokens. You have some less risky tokens in here. Rates are sometimes very good and sometimes very bad, depending on the supply and demand in the market. So the platforms I mentioned in this video are all very well known, very popular, and very well used. I would stick to these platforms only personally, because when you're getting out into smaller protocols, you get into the world of hacks or rug pulls and everything like that, which is just not worth it, because the search for extra yield will just lead you with basically a hack and all of your money gone. It's just not worth it. It is not worth it to try and get 50% yield in something when the actual yield in the market is 2 or 3%. You just have to be looking at the real yield in the market. When it's 3%, it's 3%, and don't try and go on to something else that is potentially a scam or a rug pull offering very high rewards. Anything on Bitcoin that's above about 5 or 6% is going to be doing something that isn't lending and is very risky. Again, for Ethereum, anything above 4 or 5% is going to be way risky and doing something that you probably don't want them to be doing. On stablecoins, you can get anything from about 3% to 10% depending on the platform. Anything above that is because of an incentive or, again, doing something that they shouldn't be and you don't want to be involved. So just take the market rate as is and trust that, and anything that offers a lot more is probably not worth putting your money in because the risks are too high. Anyway, that is lending on all of those different platforms and using yield farming strategies. If you want to know more about the platforms, get deposit bonuses on the centralized ones, all those links are in the description. If you want to know how I use DeFi as well, my crypto investor course is down there as well. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.